Let's start with a small prayer. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramarutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha ध्यानावस्थिता तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. We start with 2.226. अथ चैनं नित्यजातम् अथ चैनं नित्यजातम् नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतम् नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतम् तथापि त्वं महाबाहो तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि. Until 2.25, Krishna is elaborating upon how achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate, how self is devoid of any kind of changes, any kind of transformation, how self cannot be destructible, how self cannot be grasped by the lower ingredients called mind, sense organs and stuff, and the internal stuff. Now he is putting it in a different manner. Ata chainam nityajatam. Even if you consider the self, even if you conceive him to be subjected to births and deaths, because self, until realization happens, is in the state of ignorance. Not exactly self, the soul. So soul embodies, takes number of births, takes number of deaths. Nityajata, there are many, quite a number of lives that we take. And the only certain thing in life is that we will die. The only certain thing that we can predict. So, hence, so many deaths. Tathapi tvam mahabaho naivam shochitumarhasi. O mighty armed Arjuna, henceforth I say, with quite a bit of emphasis, Bhagavan here says, Naivam shochitumarhasi. Naivam shochitumarhasi. Naivam shochitumarhasi. That's the import of this verse. Do not grieve. Do not grieve. Do not grieve. Naivam shochitumarhasi literally means don't have any right to grieve. As we are all signed up for this, we are born, yeah, we have to die. Parents are born, parents have to die. Children are born, children have to die. Relatives were there, they have to die. No? It is quite difficult. It is quite difficult after having known this fact, how can you be sorrowless? But Krishna emphatically says, with this information strong in your heart, you ought not to grieve. What is first sorrow? The entire philosophy, be it theism, atheism, agnosticism, every philosophy has this deep quest of how to be free from sorrow. How a human life can be free from sorrow. Sukha praptihi dukkha nivrittischa, we say. To obtain happiness and to be free from dukkha, misery. Anything in this life that we are running around with, hankering upon, or targeted as some objective of life, like having a good life, having a good family life, having a good professional life, good house, good clothing. Certain people have accomplished that. Yet when you delve deep into their lives, richest of the richest is not sleeping well. Is not peaceful. Sometimes poor farmer with all his duties done, he sleeps better. He does not know whether he will have the food for his children for the next morning, but still. Which means there is no relation to accomplishment and happiness. There is no relation. There is no association. And then, with few other words, if I could rephrase the same sentence, non-accomplishment is not associated with sorrow. Even if you fulfill all the requirements, you feel that the sorrow is busted out. The sorrow from the life is being removed, totally cleaned. No. Hence, purpose of life should be in a manner that we find eternal happiness, that which is permanent. I used to funnily ask the students, master degree diploma students of yoga, the female students, would you like a temporary boyfriend who stays in your life and then go away? They say no. No, we want a robust one who can stand, who will be there for me. No. Then why are we falling for transient pleasure? We're all matured adults, humans, able enough to identify what is tragedy, comedy, what is pain, pleasure in this human life. So eternal happiness is what we have to seek for. There arises the question, accomplishment and non-accomplishment. Again, I have proved the fact with the aforementioned statements. It has no relation. There is no association. Now, Krishna here says, when eternal happiness is only peace that you could find in your center, in just aligning in the center, Why are you worried about the transient births, transient deaths that are happening? You ought not to worry. Okay. What if my near and dear one dies? What if my counterpart dies? What if my own, young one die? God forbid such things happen. What if? Krishna says that this soul, this particular soul that we are embodied in, goes to a state of evolution, from one phase to another, from one life to another, with various forms, names, sizes, shapes, characteristics even. I can be an aquatic animal later on. Different set of characteristics. So, when we move into this series of lives, one thing is for sure: life is one. It takes a form of human, it takes the form of insect, it takes the form of a plant, a tree. Kathopanishad says, like the crop that is being cultivated. Life is like that field of crops that is cultivated. What happens? The crop is seeded first, the crop grows, then it is cultivated, harvested, and then it is eaten. And to our use, it grows again. This is how we are. This is how life is. Will you cry when it is eaten? Will you mourn that the crop is gone? No. So there are certain things in this life that you can take care of. Like sorrows can be relieved. Like Zusha was telling, her daughter was all alone. Zusha went for help and the sorrow is relieved. Yeah. The help is done. The sorrow is relieved. So there are certain things in life where with your actions and your whole attention towards the problem, solution happens and the sorrow is relieved. But there are certain things in life, like death. There is no answer. There is no solution. You can't revive back, right? And death is happening to the body. So when it is out of your hands, why do you keep thinking about it? Bhishma, the greatest warrior of Mahabharata, is on his arrow bed for quite a number of days, waiting for the right time to shed his body. Yudhishthira, the first among the 5 Pandavas, the elder brother of Arjuna, goes to Bhishma, his own grandsire, asking for the advice, wisdom to live effectively, to live powerfully. He asks the same: how to live peacefully, how to be away from sorrows and miseries. Bhishma replies, Yat esham na anuchintanam. To all those you don't find any answer, you don't ought to cry or lament about. You're not to cry and lament about. Why so? Why so? Sorrow is a is a complex of unwanted thoughts. Thoughts which are not at all necessary for us. But when you know you are the unblemishing eternal consciousness, and births and deaths are just rising up and then falling down, ebb and flow of the waves in that infinite ocean. That's what Janaka is saying, King Janaka to Ashtavakra Gita. There are many Gitas, there are many Gitas. One is Ashtavakra Gita. Why is it Gita? Gita means song. Bhagavad Gita means divine song, song of the divine. Why is it Gita? Why is it song? A song can touch your heart, align your center. Be it Taylor Swift, be it Ed Sheeran, whatever. Listen to any. You groove not to the music, you groove to the bliss of the music. You're there. You're connected. So hence it is a song. Songs are those which could align with your center, which could make you yourself align with your center. So the such song is Ashtavakra song, Ashtavakra Gita, where King Janaka, the self-realized, says, after having he reiterates his self-experience. After having realized, oh Ashtavakra, I honestly feel Mahambodham. I am that infinite ocean of consciousness, where births and deaths, what do you call it as multiple multiverses, they arise and fall in me. And what do I see? Nacha kshatihi, nacha vrittihi. I don't find anything that can increase me, that can make me more powerful, or I don't find anything less in me, anything that could decrease that expansive awareness in me. How beautiful, how beautiful. So when you're aligned in the center, even births and deaths will occur as just waves of the ocean. Will you be crying, oh my God, that wave of the sea was so magnificent, I missed it? No. We enjoy, we wait for the next one. Yeah. We don't mourn, we don't cry. Hence, coming back to this main subject matter, sorrow, how to get relieved ourselves from this sorrow. Always find means to attain peace than pleasure or happiness. Whatever you do, whatever you speak, whatever you think, it has to restore peace. How do I do it? I have to work with these dumbfellowed employees of mine. I have to shriek, scream, shout at them, and then they understand. Say those statements that they understand, where you don't shriek or scream. As simple as that. Which will not make your heart blood boil. Which will eventually make you peaceful. All actions have to spring out from that silence, Krishna says. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Perfection in action is yoga, is that state of yoga. Why is it perfect? Anything which is perfectly clean, spick and span, to its 100% efficiency, if that is called yoga, even a terrorist activity can be called as yoga. He also does his job very accurate, very precise. Perfection is not that. Accuracy, no. Perfection is that when you can bring in that detached connection while you are acting. While you act, how do you detach yourself from the outcome? How do you detach yourself from the acknowledgement, but still connected with all your mind, body, indriyas, sense organs, karmendriyas, organs of actions, all put together to make that action fulfilled? How do you do it? That is perfection. That is the state of yoga. So when you are in that state, there's no sorrow. You will enjoy. That is how the painting of Picasso is done. That is how painting of Michelangelo was done. They are in the state of silence. While they exhibit their paintings, why does his painting speak and not the others? What's the difference? What's the difference? Why is it perfect? How is it perfect? Not because of the color combination, not because of the angles or the accuracy of the painting. No, 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 not necessarily. Certainly not. When you exhibit anything, any action out of your system, with that aligning into the silence, with that aligning with your center, it becomes perfect and you enjoy the process. You become sorrow free, misery free. There are certain sorrows where you cannot handle, where you cannot, employ your mind, intellect, remove. Birth and death is that category. Yeah, belongs to that category. Definitely, you can't do anything about it. Don't lament. Don't mourn for it. Why? Do you think mourning for Pitrus, our predecessors, is wrong? No, no. Remembering them, paying the respectful rites are good. But anuchintanam, thinking about it again and again with a bad, hurt feeling struck at the center is not normal. It's not normal. It's not mourning. That is grieving. The word anu is very important here. Anu means again and again. Krishna is not saying that you do not cry. He is saying, don't cry again. When there is loss, it is normal. It's normal human emotion that you cry, that you feel sorry for. Good. That occurs out of compassion from the heart. Yeah. That is very direct. When the thought is instigated and you cry again and again, the thought is killing you. That is not normal. That is not you. That is not occurring out of compassion, but that is occurring out of ego. Oh my God, I will miss him in my life. It's I there. It is I there. And that is not normal. Patanjali says, sorry, I'll take some more moments on this shloka. Patanjali says, Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. The state of cessation of thoughts is yoga. How do you stop all thoughts? You're either dead or sleeping, or I don't know. When you're in coma, definitely brain is processing. But when you're in deep sleep, or while you're dead, You never know. You're not aware of it. It can't be the state of yoga. Because we know when you're in complete awareness, that is yoga. Yeah. When you raise your arm, you inhale. When you bring down the arm, you exhale. You're aware. You're engaging your arms, stretching, twisting. You're reaching. So, so awareness is yoga. That is for sure. One thing is for sure with the practice of yoga that we've all understood, comprehended deeply that awareness is yoga. Are you aware of the stoppage of thoughts? When you are aware, the thoughts have stopped. When you are aware, the processing of manaha, buddhi, chitta, ahankara are stopped. That is state of yoga. Oh my God, so many Sanskrit terms. Woof. Manaha. Manaha means the complex conglomeration of thoughts. That is your mind. Is that all? No. There's one another element. Buddhi. The intellect. What is this intellect's thing? That which constantly gives you this power of discernment that this is right, this is wrong. This is good, this is evil. This is human, this is inhuman. This particular discrimination is being given by you, given from within, in your mind. And that is called buddhi, the intellect. The third one is the chitta. Chitta means memory. It can be grossified into that particular memory that, okay, 20 years ago, this particular person harmed me. He is not the right one. Yeah. He is not the good one. And then 20 years later, you get to see him or talk to him. You have this memory inside. And with that memory conscious, you behave, you interact, Obviously, it's foolishness, yes. As you have changed minute by minute, minute to minute, he might have changed all these years, 20 years. Now let me take you to a inner evolution thing, What happens to this chitta? Chitta has all the memories as impressions, as traces, like when you wash your feet and then place the feet on the mat. How do you find the imprints? Very strong. It is like that. The imprints that you store from all those lives, perhaps 7,000, 7 lakh, a billion, I don't know. All those memories are still here. How do you say this? Oh, how in this mind, big, small, little head inside me, I store and hold all those memories. Put you into hypnosis, you can talk about 7 lives before. You can talk about, you can talk in French. You talk Espanol. You must be a Balinese. No. All these memories are stacked inside. And it gives constant trouble to us while we act. I sometimes think, oh my God, I was selfish. Perhaps I was an alligator. This particular memory interferes. And then the fourth ingredient is called ahankara. In Hindi, we call it ahankar. It's not pride or prejudices. It is just egotism, the sense of I-ness and minus in us. All our actions are pitiably, pathetically dominated by this. And hence we are sorrowful, hence we are frustrated. Whatever action we do, we just measure, is this action going to help me? Is this action, is this outcome, or by going there, is this going to appreciate my value or my asset value in any sort? This is how we are being like the bulldozer, being pulled by this egotism. Now coming back to yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Patanjali says you're not supposed to stop all these things. I don't know whether you will be able to stop all these things, but can you at least live a free life by your free will, not getting interfered by all the four, not getting dominated by all the four? No. We live a pathetic life, always dominated by mind, always dominated. This is right, this is wrong, he is wrong, he is evil. Always dominated. Emotions, our acts, speech, everything, always dominated by our past memories. Always dominated by mindness and I-ness. Patanjali says awareness. Be aware. Be aware. Are you thinking? Okay. If your thought is subjectively giving you peace, that thought can appreciate you. If it is dominating your free will, my God, God help you. Hence he says, Atha Yoga Anushasanam. My God, you are in the field of yoga now. Now, give importance to the now. Discipline, Anushasanam. Discipline yourself. Not with the strongest, what do you call that? Whip. Not with a whip. Don't carry a whip behind your mind. Sorry, that is not the way. Be patient. Peace is what you have to handle. Peacefully. You can't control over. If you're going to put pressure on all the four, there would be a volcanic eruption. That cannot be handled at all. Now we know how to relieve ourselves from sorrow. Observe your thought. Observe your action. Observe your speech. Are these three dominated in any way by the four antakarana? Mind, intellect, memory, and sense of I-ness and minus? If yes, get out of it. Be aware. Do the opposite of it. He says, Pratipaksha bhavanam vitarka badhane. Pratipaksha bhavanam. If something happens opposite, try slowly, like how do you handle a child? Okay, a child is coughing, and sneezing and crying for the ice cream. How do you handle it? By slapping it tight, you'll cry more. His cough and sneezing will increase more. How do you handle it? Oh, I've kept an ice cream inside our house. Come. No? Slowly, steadily, by aligning it to the center, peacefully. And do the opposite of it by not giving the ice cream. Do you mean to say, Lalita, that I have to be a watchman of my thought? Okay. At least try a tri-hourly watchman of your thoughts. Every 3 hours. Every 3 hours. Stop, pause, see. Look at your thought. Last time when you attended this, what do you call that, morning ceremony of the death? What is that called? The death ceremony? No, it should be that. Have you ever stopped your thought for a while, paused there, and thought about all those predecessors, all those that are coming? That, like this crop that is being cultivated, grown, harvested, eaten, and again coming up. If you had paused your thought, stopped, you will digest the fact that me, my near and dear ones, one day all forms will vanish. My God, what a wrong philosophy. What a sad philosophy. Do I have to bear this sadness and then be wise? Why is this? Why are you so, I don't know, cruel? No? Krishna says if you bear this thought that you are away from this birth and death, what is cruel about it? Why is there sadness? Where is the reason to grieve? Next shloka, 2.27. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh. Dhruvam janmamritasya cha. Dhruvam janmamritasya cha. Tasmad apariharyethe. Tasmad apariharyethe. Natvam shochitumarhasi. Natvam shochitumarhasi. Natvam shochitumarhasi again. You have no right to grieve. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh. When you have a birth date, what is your birth date? You know what? When you have a birth date recorded, don't you feel that you will have a death rate already? It is the only certain thing in life, as I was saying before. Nothing is in life is certain other than death. Why don't you embrace that fact? What is so cruel? What is so sad about it? Were you happy when you were born? You were crying eventually. Only the others were happy. Yeah, it will be the same. When you're not there, only the others will be unhappy. How is it going to matter to you? Yeah. You're not celebrating your first birthday. Ha ha hoo hoo. No. Tasmad apariharyete. Natvam shochitamarhasi. You don't have to, you don't have to grieve about it. You just have to laugh away. That's Krishna's principle. He laughs everything away. I'll tell you a small episode in his life. All throughout Krishna's life, it's worth reading Krishna's stories. All throughout his life, he is like an entertainer, a self-entertainer, always happy about something, musical, playing flutes. But the saddest thing, all the saddest thing happened to this fellow, He was born in a jail, in a prison. He was given away to the parents by his own parent, who are not their real, who are not his real parents. Yet he was happy, wandering around. He was born to be a prince, but he was living like a cowherd. Even in his life, he was playing flute, entertaining others, making mischiefs, yet very thoughtful mischiefs. What happens all of a sudden, the year of the 12th, when he was 12 years, Akrura comes up and says, "Look, you're not born here. Your responsibilities have called you upon. You're being called by your uncle. You have to give a tough fight." Our uncle is 55-year-old. This guy is 12. He is asking for a wrestling match so that he could kill Krishna. He knows it and happily sits on the carriage and, "Yes, Akrura uncle, come, let's go to Mathura." Bids by farewell to all those loved ones. He leaves them, doesn't come back. Yet with a smile, moves, does his all duties, kills his mama, kills his uncle, and then not gets the kingdom. He doesn't go and sit in the chair. He puts his grandfather. His grandfather was jailed by his uncle. He puts his grandfather as the king. He coronates his grandfather. And then all the time works for his bua's son, aunt's sons, Pandavas. Although the king of the kings of Dwaraka, the remnants of which are still under the sea, you can find in Discovery and Netflix channels, huge documentaries on his kingdom that was made amidst sea. He could make a kingdom that could float on the sea. A kingdom, a man-made island, like what these Dubai fellows does. What is that called? Palm Jumeirah, what? Yeah. At the end, when the Kauravas, the 100 sons, are killed, Gandhari, the mother of the 100 wicked sons, curses Krishna because she knows Krishna is the reason. Nobody is the reason for anything. That's how she thinks. Tidum nandrum pirar taravara, says the Tamil proverb. All good and evil does not come from outside, does not come from any other person. It's you alone. But out of her ignorance, she curses. She is a great tapaswin. She is a great person in penance. Hence, she has this ability to curse. She curses Krishna. For the next 36 years, you will be killed. You will be killed by a hunter. Your entire Yadava race will fight among themselves, kill with the swords, and all of them, not even one will be, remaining. Everybody will be killed. The entire Dwaraka will be destroyed. All these venomous statements are being spat on him. Krishna is laughing away. Krishna is laughing. A small, mild laughter. With folded hands, he says, Mother, are you in peace now? Are you in content now? You've just voiced the destiny. That is okay. That was his words. Those were his words. So that is he is preaching what he is living. He's not a stupid guy. He's not a stupid guy. He knows what he's speaking. And he does what he speaks. Even when you are cursed that you will be dying, you will die. He knows death has to happen. I have a death date, my dear. Yes. Record it. It'll happen one day. When you can take births and deaths as a matter of laugh, as just waves of ocean, just like King Janaka says, where is the reason to grieve? Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhrum janma mritasya cha. Once, for the ones who are born, there would be death. And there is rebirth assigned to all those dead ones. Tasmat apariharyete. Hence, laugh away, Arjuna. That's the remedy. What else you can do? You can do anything about it. Did you do anything about that? You came on your own. Could you do anything about that in your death, in your birth? No. What can you do anything about your death? Or any near and dear one's death, for that matter. Not tvam shochi tumara. Don't have to grieve. I have to tell you this. This life that we lead, it has all these tragedies, comedies, all this nonsense, pleasure, pain of this particular world. What happens after death? There are other nonsenses of astral and celestial worlds. They're very, very, very inscrutable. You cannot fathom those things. What is that you know? What is that is evidential? What is that you can work upon? Only the life between birth and death. Why don't we work? Why can't we live happy? What is so cruel? What is so sad? What is so pessimistic in this phenomenon? Why can't we live happy? What is God asking us? Live happy. That's it. Live peacefully. Is he asking you to praise him, give him money? No? Like those Egyptian god phenomenon. Sorry. He's not asking anything. He's asking you, Natvam shochitum arvasi. Don't grieve, my dear. Live peacefully. That is all he's asking. Why is life beyond so inscrutable? I'm reminded of this disciple who asked Bhagavan Ramana, Bhagavan, after 2 years of demise, can the life beget another form? It sounds so ignorant now. But please listen to his answer. It's so baffling. Please listen to his answer. He says, quite possible. But it is also possible that he is already 75 years or older. My God, how is this possible? When a life is dead, it has to go as a seed into the womb, it takes another womb, and that is how it is. Only penetrating vision can fathom the life beyond. And those visions are with rishis, are with saints. A normal intellect cannot calculate, cannot understand how the life, the rebirth works. I'm sorry. Why do we have to go there? Work here. This is the life that we know. This is the face that we know. We will work with this nonsense here. We'll try to fix this nonsense first. That is all for today. Questions?